Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for, oh my goodness, today's not Thursday. I was going to do the last thought for Thursday. I'm ready, book in hand and everything. We'll let her wait until tomorrow when it's really officially Thursday. Okay, so for those of you that have followed me for a minute, last year in 2019, every Thursday was Thoughtful Thursday, and I did a book review or an article or a podcast introduction or something. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, it's the last Thursday. Okay, I can share the last book I finished. But today is March 25th. It is not the last day of last Thursday. So I'm just going to put Patrick Lencioni to the side until tomorrow. I'll break him out. Oh, no. You know what? Tomorrow's my anniversary, so I'm going to talk some love stuff, I think. So let me stick with the motive for today. Like I said, this last year I began, let me hold this up. This is Patrick Lencioni's The Motive. And even he says this is probably his most important book that he's ever written, and he's written several. Excellent author. Very, very short. I mean, it didn't take me, it definitely wasn't a day, only a couple of hours to read through the book, and it was so well done. But for those who are new to the perspective, in 2019, I reviewed a book or something that I was usually books, introduced podcast or an article or something that I've read that made a difference in how I do things, that made a difference in my thought process, how I make decisions. If it was just a nice book, but I couldn't remember what it said 2 minutes after closing the back cover, I didn't bring that to you. And Patrick Lencioni was one of the authors that I used a few times with his work. In this stay-at-home portion of where we are, good morning for all who are joining me. Elder Solomon, we need to talk. We need to talk. One of the things that we can do to retain a sense of normalcy is to do what you typically do. And if you are a reader, don't stop reading. And now we watching the bloop tube and our brain becomes mush, so that when we do get with good people, it's like you can't even carry on a regular conversation. And for those who are not big readers, now is an excellent opportunity to continue your growth, your challenge of yourself, your stretching of yourself, so that you can be on your way to the best version of who you are. Anyway, the reason I have selected The Motive, Patrick Lencioni's The Motive, for this month's Thoughtful Thursday selection is because he is a writer of all things leadership. Leadership is my passion zone. It's one of them, but it is a strong passion area because I understand when leadership is executed well, it literally changes the trajectory of lives when it's done well. And I mean leadership in all aspects. Family leadership, let me back up. Self-leadership, family leadership, teams, the military, the church, all faith institutions, financial institutions, government institutions, everything rises and falls on leadership. So when it is done well, oh my goodness, it's a beautiful thing. And the exact opposite is true as well. When it is not done well, you can trace back. If you got a raggedy business or raggedy school, raggedy family, I promise you, trace it back the breadcrumbs and you're going to find a raggedy leader. I don't need to try to fix that up any old kind of way. You find a beautiful, strong, healthy, vibrant family, church, classroom, teacher, company, etc., etc. I can trace those breadcrumbs back to a strong, healthy, disciplined leader who had enough insight to surround him and herself with other strong leaders that think differently. The motive is so well done because his writing style is in a fable, so it's not boring at all. It's a whole, you're reading a story, you're watching a movie play out live and in color. And then he takes his principles and overlays them onto the characters. So very, very relatable. But a couple of things that, because my Thought for Thursdays always went really long, and I was trying to do better and I just didn't. I never got it together. So let me just, the title of the book is called Motive. And what he says, without a spoiler alert per se, is that leaders need to understand they need to understand their motive. If you are going into, for example, if you're going into or seeking or craving a promotion into a leadership position, oh my goodness, I can't wait to, I'm going to apply for this position and this promotion and it's management and it's into supervisory levels. Ask yourself why. Too often, many of us see that position as a reward. All this time I've been doing it, and I've been in the trenches, and oh my goodness, it's just time. Do you know how long I've been doing this job? And I've trained some of those people, and I'm ready. We use it, we seek after it, we crave after it as if it were a reward for tenure, as if it were a reward for your previous exploits and perhaps even good work. What he proposes, Patrick Lencioni proposes in the fable, The Motive, is that if your motive is not rock solid and pure, there is no amount of increased revenues and stock shareholders being happy with the product that there's no amount of increase in the growth of your company. There's none of that will matter for long-term sustainability for an excellent, and he's talking the business aspect, for an excellent company to sustain itself through hard times without the leader's motive being very clear. And if you cannot answer that question, why do you want to be CEO? Why do you want to be the manager? Why do you want to be executive director? Give me the why behind that. Then we may need to go back to the running board to figure that out. He gives, at the end of the book, he gives very real world examples and anecdotes of leaders who understood the importance of clarifying their motive within themselves and then being able to articulate it out. And it doesn't matter. Okay, so again, he writes the fable is from a business standpoint. Like the companies are within Silicon Valley, and this particular fable is around it's a security alarm company. Don't let that throw you off. Or I'm telling you right now, it is an excellent book, and all you have to do is apply its principles to whatever you have been given the privilege to lead. A family, a church, your classroom, your school, your university, your company, your division. Okay, so he does the questions he asks. Okay, just listen to this real quick. Ask yourself the following questions about your willingness to communicate constantly and repetitively. Because if you are the lead, you will need to ensure that there is an overabundance of communication in different and various formats. And if that irritates you, okay, do you resent having to repeat yourself, complaining that your employees don't listen? Ding, 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 or fill in the blank. Your children, your students, okay. Do you look for new messages and ideas to communicate because you get bored saying the same things again and again? If you answered yes to these questions, your motive for leadership may not be quite right. You need to change your general attitude about communication and see it as a tool for helping others understand and internalize important ideas rather than just an activity for your own entertainment. This is at the end. This is after the actual story that he's telling, where he's just laying out some tips, and really what he calls it is the 5 omissions of reward center leaders. So he goes into reward center leaders, and I'm telling you, the book is not long at all. It's very short. I think this maybe, as a matter of fact, this is his shortest book, but it is a powerhouse, especially for those of us who have the privilege to lead anyone. Okay, for those preparing to be in a leadership position, you may want to start here. At least top 5 of your motive. Okay, that is it for me. Thank you for hanging with me a little long. As a matter of fact, we're going to do something, and I'll tell you about it tomorrow. Since everything is going virtual, I teach Sunday school, and we're going to do Sunday school, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and then the phone conference live. So I'll make sure I give you that information. I'll start posting it on my Facebook page, so that if you are not in service on Sunday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, U.S., we welcome you. I welcome you to join us. So I'll make sure you have the scripture references so that you can study and be a good Sunday school student. Okay, I'll post that this week several times. Until next time, take real good care of yourselves. And Lord willing, I will see you tomorrow morning. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific for us early birds. Take real good care of yourselves.